Hello whiskey lovers and welcome to yet another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings, and again Auchentoshan. I know what you're thinking, Mark, it's all about Auchentoshan nowadays. No, I promise this is the last Auchentoshan for a couple of weeks, but I just had to because it's another one of those distillery casks, and those distillery casks, when they're out, they're out, and then you have to talk about them because they are usually good to excellent. Of course they have to be, because they are being presented in the visitor center, which is actually part of the warehouse. So in the warehouse there is this angel share, right? So there is a lot of smell there, and if you want to put a distillery cask there for the visitors and people want to smell it, it has to stand out. It has to be among the best, and that's what they usually are. And this is one, you can buy them at the distillery in 70 centiliter or 20 milliliter bottles. I usually get one of each for the collection, you know, and I usually get an extra one of the 20 centiliters to be able to try it myself. I didn't have to go to this length this time because a friend of mine, Anthony, bought a bottle as well, and he said, hey, no worries, I will give you a sample, and he did. So I got these in my collection, and Anthony provided me with a good sample to try it on my own. So now this cask has already been replaced because, yeah, you know, they get a lot of visitors at Auchentoshan. But if you might still be able to get your hands on this one. This was distilled on the 25th of November 2009, and then this was bottled on the 26th of June 2019. So it's 9 years old, it's just a few months shy of being 10 years old, and it is an oloroso sherry cask. So it's a dark oloroso sherry, and it matured on it the whole time. It's not a finish. This is an oloroso sherry cask that was filled from the birth. It's cask 4,389 for whatever that is worth. But what is interesting is that this is a cask strength of 58.1% ABV. Sorry, 58.9% ABV. It's not my handwriting. 58.9. Oh my God. Okay, all right. Now, this is not for the faint-hearted, I suppose. 9 years old, oloroso cask, but you know as well as I do, Auchentoshan, triple distilled, a bit delicate, a bit, yeah, this is going to be one hell of a party, I think. Well, I know what you're saying, Mark, you're prejudiced, you're the Toshan man, you like this stuff. Yes, but there is a good reason why I like this stuff, because it's brilliant stuff. So let's find out if this is a good cask as well. It's a nice dark copper. It's copper to almost mahogany. It's between copper and mahogany. It's quite dark actually for a whiskey. 58.9% ABV on the nose. Ah, this is autumn in my glass. I get some molded wood and some potpourri. Oh, like leaves, autumn leaves, you know. It's like walking around in a forest after a heavy downpour. This is nice. This is more than nice. This is actually delicious. Some dark and sweet notes emerge, like macadamia and rum raisins. I get some dark chocolate and sniffing tobacco, cloves and cinnamon. Oh, it even reminds me a bit of a rhum agricole, which is no punishment, let me tell you. This is a beautiful, beautiful Auchentoshan from an active cask, clearly, but it's not overpowering. This is delicious with a capital D on the palate. It's creamy but a touch piquant. Seville oranges, some candied citrus peel with apricot marmalade, chocolate again. It's got all the hallmarks of a good oloroso cask. Excellent, in fact. But the best of all is that the distillery character is discernible. It is there. The cask added a lot of character and added a lot of flavor, but the distillery character is clearly recognizable. So despite the heavy influence of the cask, this remains Auchentoshan. It's quite refined on the finish. Oh, it's long. Oh, it's very long. Wow, if this finish were any longer, I'd run out of battery. I would have to be here until nightfall, so to speak. I'd run out of battery. This is, wow. Now, whoever said that young whiskey, 9 years, cannot compete with fully matured older whiskey, I beg to differ. This is BS, because this is, even though it's young, it's very mature indeed. It's very flavoursome. It's got a very broad range of aromas and taste, and oh, it's a stunner. This is the kind of casks that, this is why I am and always will be the Toshan man. Wow. Delicious with capital D. This Auchentoshan from 2009 distillery exclusive. And that's all for this whiskey rambling. Oh, I mustn't forget, Anthony, thank you very much for this very generous sample, and as you can see, I can pour me another one. Hooray! So thank you for that, and that is all for this whiskey rambling, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's whiskey ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you. Bye bye.